crafty friends. Thank you so much for stopping by to see what I'm going to show you today. So I am working on my Craft Roulette card for episode number 264. So let's just go ahead and pull in the card and we'll kind of go through the parameters and the products that I used one by one. So here is my card. Now the project had to be card for an influencer. And you could look at that in a couple of ways after watching Craft Roulette last night. You could look at it like saying, like those of us that have a YouTube channel, we are creating things in hopes to influence others. The other way that I really liked is the fact that they talked about somebody in your life who might have influenced you. So you can make a card for your mom, for Mother's Day that's coming up, for a teacher, for a pastor. And so I decided that I wanted to make a card for a card influencer, which also falls in line with the element, which the element is craft, crafter, crafts, or crafters. So I thought, I'm going to make my card for Maymay because first of all, she has, she definitely is an influencer on YouTube. And she has also influenced me because I really love how her love for Jesus aligns with my love for Jesus. And so I have been following her more closely, not only for her crafting projects, but also for her input and all that she has about her faith and her love for Jesus. In fact, I am part of her Dwell Bible study that is just finishing up that I listen to on Sunday nights. Now, I came in on the middle of it because I just recently found out that she does all these things. But I am really enjoying it. And I think she's going to continue to do some Bible studies. So not only is she a card influencer, but she's also influenced me as far as her faith goes. Okay, and then the element, well, she's a crafter, and she does crafts, and I'm a crafter, and I do crafts, so I think we've got the whole project element taken care of. Now, the colors had to be dreamy, so I wanted to bring in this paper pack here called Hello Irresistible, because in my opinion, I feel there is some very dreamy papers in here. And one thing that they talked about, what are dreamy colors? One thing they talked about was they're more on the subtle pastel color arena. And I thought this paper was gorgeous. But on top of that, because of the way I created my card, I used vellum, which I feel makes a card look very dreamy as well. And so I have done some ink blending. There's a background to this flower, and I did some ink blending. And then I also brought in this stamp set right here. And only thing I used out of this stamp set were the splotches. I think I was mostly just using this. But I first brought it in because I knew that I wanted to do poppies because I remembered of some dies. But the funny thing was it wasn't in this set. It was part of a bundle, this bundle here called Peaceful Moments, that came bundled with these poppy dies. So that's where I got a little confused, but So I'm using the Poppy Moments dies, and I only use my sentiment from the Peaceful Moments. So I went ahead and did some ink blending with Flirty Flamingo, because that's one of the colors that's in this designer paper. But I didn't like the Flirty Flamingo as my card base because I was trying to keep it more subtle and more on the dreamy, subtle colors. So I brought in for my card base, I brought in Pink Pirouette. And that's what I use for my card base. And then this paper has all that design on the background, used all the dies that I showed you, and I put this on top of the vellum, glued it on top of the vellum, and then I popped it up underneath, so it stood up off a little bit off of the ink blending piece that I die cut out. And then on the center parts, I just used some more of that paper. I think it was the back of this paper, and did some die cutting for my centers. Added a little Wink of Stella to the centers there. And then I made the bud a little darker because before the flowers bloom, the buds are a little darker. So I tended to get a little heavy-handed on the blending there because I wanted to focus on the fact that it was more of it's all, together, so it's getting ready to bloom. Now, I didn't know what color to use for my sentiment. I was going to use Flirty Flamingo, but it was too light. So I brought in Strawberry Slush, which is a returning color that's coming in the new catalog that'll be launching next month. So I went ahead and brought in Strawberry Slush, and I think it matches great, especially with that bud. And it pulls in a little bit of the colors in this paper, and it's just a little bit darker. So I thought it worked out really nicely. So let's see, did I cover? We got the colors of Dreamy, and then the random had to be off center. Well, these two poppies are off center. They're to the left, and this one's off center to the right. And I just love it. I popped this one up and this one up. This one I glued down flat, even though there's a little dimension because I have dimension between the vellum and the back piece there. And whatever was hanging over, I cut it off on this flower down here. I didn't do a lot of that. I did a little bit of that on this one up here, but I love it. Now, because it was for Maymay, and I know that she loves Jesus, like I said, as much as I do, I decided to create my own sentiment for the inside using Canva so that I could print it out on cardstock. And I also found the hex code number to Strawberry Slush because I wanted it to kind of match this color. And this is what I did on the inside. It's a good day to remind you God smiled when he designed you. And then added some more of that paper at the bottom that I had cut off. And I just think that really matches the ink color that I used when I was printing it off. I think it really matched nicely. So there we go. There is my card for Craft Roulette episode number 264. The project had to be card for an influencer, element, craft, crafter, crafts, or crafters, colors Dreamy, and random off center. So I think I covered them all, and I love this card. And I'm so excited because it just happens to be that Maymay's birthday is going to be here now in May. So I will be getting this in the mail to her on Monday, so that hopefully she will get it by her birthday, because I believe they said the other night that her birthday was on May 3rd, if I remember right. I think that's what Vinny said, that it was, because I think Vinny's birthday is today, the 26th, and then he said her birthday is next Saturday, which I believe is the 3rd. So this is going to be perfect timing to get this card in the mail for Maymay. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed this card and this video. And if you did, you can show me your joy by giving this video a thumbs up. Okay, well, until my next video, have fun crafting, everyone. And remember, choose joy. And may God bless you all. Bye-bye.